Hi everybody.
Hello, I am Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And you are watching Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
Today we're going to be talking about AquaSphere by, of course, Stefan Feld. But before we do, we're going to get into our pounds and inches segment.
Alright, so one of my downfalls has been at work I don't always get a break where I can go away for a little while. And even if I do, I always forget to pack a lunch. So I've been eating out of the vending machines the past week, and I can tell it's had a negative impact on me. But at the same time, I'm doing better than I would have done 6 months or a year ago. So it's good to see that I'm buying one snack from the vending machine instead of like $3 worth of like candy bars or something. So growth there, but yeah, I need to keep on putting pressure on myself to make lunches ahead of time so that way I'm prepared.
Today I finally went on a run on my lunch. I used to do this pretty consistently, but I haven't been the past couple of weeks because I always come up with an excuse not to. Sometimes I come home to clean on my lunch, or I come home and I make a crock pot because I didn't wake up early enough to do it in the morning, or who knows what, or running errands. And I just told myself that it doesn't matter what else needs to be done, you're just going to run. And it was raining and I did it anyway. And I love running in the rain. It's so much fun.
Alright, but enough about that. Let's talk about AquaSphere.
Yeah, AquaSphere is a game that I have difficulty describing, so I'm going to let Ryan do it.
Alright, let's go take a look. Here is the player board for AquaSphere. Now there's kind of a lot going on here, so I'm going to kind of feed it to you a little bit at a time. On the player board itself, you have your robots here, and it's kind of a two-step process of how they work. The first thing you do is program them based on other parts of the board, and then later you actually can execute that action of what they were programmed to do. You also have submarines. When you place them on the board, it's going to get you some points, as well as some income in between rounds of time, which is the main currency in this game. You also have a little chart here showing your end of round scoring, as well as a chart showing the end of the game scoring. Now we all kind of have our own personal laboratories. This shows us what you're able to store. So you can keep 4 units of time. You can hold up to 2 cards, that's that gear symbol. You can hold up to 2 gems, and you can kill up to 2 of the Octopods at a time. Now over the course of the game, you're going to be adding on more little pieces to it, and it's going to give you additional power. So now we can hold up to 3 cards at a time, as well as these letters represent scoring at the end of the game. So the more letters you collect, the more points they are worth. Now on this board, this is how you program your robots. This little guy, he's going to march along the path, following whatever arrows they want, and they get to program a robot to do each of those functions. If they went here, they get to program a time function. And then they could either follow this arrow to do a gem action, or program a gem action, or over here to a submarine action. And they keep on going. And then you can do actions on your board. Whenever you are done doing actions for a round, you can put your guy over there to show that you're passing, and that determines the round order, or the player order for the next round. It's also the score track. Your little score gem, or score piece, cannot go past one of those red lines unless you spend a gem as it shows there. So you have to keep on collecting those gems in order to continue scoring. Okay, so now here is the main player board. I've only set up one little section just to show you an example of how it works, but basically this is going to be where this guy walks around and does his actions. So all the robots that we've been programming on our player board, this is where they actually take place and execute what they've been programmed to do. So this guy's going to walk around. You have to pay the time indicated in between each section, which is again the currency. And each one of these little sections indicates one of the programmed actions. So you can collect more time, you can kill the octopods that are there, which are negative points if they're still there when you have control of it at the end of the round. You can take that action to collect more cards. They do all different things. They can program guys, give you extra actions, break some rules. This is also going to be where you collect those extra pieces that you can add onto your laboratory, where you collect your gems, and also there's some wild actions that allow you to program based off of what color they are. At the end of each round, you're going to add new things to the board based off whatever chart that is, and then you take that off so you can show you what's going to come out next round. So you're going to keep on walking around that board. You're going to take all the different actions and collect the gems, all that kind of stuff. Remember, at the end of each round, you're going to do an end of round scoring, and then at the end of the 4th and final round, you'll do the end of game scoring. And then whoever has the most points wins.
All right, so as Ryan showed you, there's like 4 different areas to mess with. And one of the things that I like about this game is actually the graphics of it. I don't think they're too loud. They're really colorful and they're vibrant, but they're not in your face. There's not too much going on to distract from what it means. There's that little bit of iconography in there when you need it, but it's not a bunch of just random artwork to distract from the game. So I thought they got a really, really clever, or a really good palette down for this. So it's not overpowering, but yeah, it's still pretty.
I think that this is a really good example of you have to diversify. You need to go after crystals to get in order to advance your points. You need to go after the green things to get more points and to kind of advance what you're able to hold. And you kind of have to do a little bit of everything, and I really like that about this game.
Even with doing a little bit of everything, you can focus on different things and still have a viable winning strategy. I think in 2 of our last 3 plays we had of this game, we tied, and we did separate things.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan beat me in the tiebreaker, but one of the times we had to go to the second tiebreaker.
That's
Do you
right.
remember
That's
that?
right. And I still won.
And you still won. But just we were doing different things, and we still had that opportunity.
One of the things I really like is how tight this game is. There are so few actions that you really get over the course of the game that you have to spend them wisely. You have to plan ahead, and that might be a challenge for some people. If heavy planning is not your jam, you might want to avoid this game. But I personally love that. You have to program your guy and then do that action, and you get so few actions. It's really tight. A lot of fun.
This is a game to where if I were to play it again tonight, I'd probably be okay with it. I might have some questions about the red cards, but when it sits on the shelf for 6 months, it's almost like learning a brand new game to me. It's a little overwhelming, and that's just what this type of game is, I suppose. But it does, when we get it out after we haven't played it for a while, it does kind of like, when we first lay it all out, I'm like, but then after the first turn, I'm totally fine.
All right, so this game is a Stefan Feld game. He's my favorite designer, and I knew I was going to love this game, and I wasn't wrong. This game is fantastic. I love it. I play it as often as I can, which is still not enough. I would love to play it more, but this is it's top shelf for me. I love it.
Top shelf. I don't know why I find that funny right now. Do we have his stuff on the top shelf?
It is. We literally have his stuff on the top shelf.
Because it's top shelf.
Top shelf. Top shelf designer. Top shelf location.
I really enjoy this game as well. It might be one of my least favorite Felds, but it's still one of my favorite games because I just really like his stuff. But I enjoy this one a lot.
All right, remember, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. We're also on Facebook, Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. We are on Instagram, @RyanandBethany. We are on Twitter, at Ryan and Bethany 1. And lastly, we have our blog on BoardGameGeek.com. It's called Pounds and Inches, where we talk a little bit more about our health journey and what progress we're making there, or hopefully progress.
All right, well, this is Ryan and I'm Bethany, encouraging you to play games, live healthy, and create moments. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.